Hi, it's Tim Johnson, and thank you so much. I really do appreciate your help in taking a look over the past couple days videos and seeing what I'm all about with smallbizwithkids.com, and your support will mean a lot to me and my family and the success of this venture as we go forward. So, as my way of saying thanks, I wanted to take the time to educate you about LinkedIn and provide 5 valuable LinkedIn tips for you. Um, so, let's begin. Why LinkedIn? Well, if you take a look at this graphic by HubSpot, you'll see that customer acquisition by channel, business to business and business to consumer, LinkedIn is right up there with Facebook and Twitter is some of the biggies, and company blogs are very, very strong, probably the strongest overall of any of the other kind of social media type properties that you can own, and best off, they're a business asset. But even if you're in a business consumer type industry, LinkedIn is still a fit because all those B2B contacts out there could be consumers at your restaurant, at your spa, at your retail shop, what have you. So LinkedIn is a place you need to be. And if you're in business to business space at all, it is the premier place to be. So um, as I'm in the service business here, I felt it very appropriate to take some time to educate you about LinkedIn specifically. So, tip number 1, LinkedIn is not about resumes. It is not monster.com. As I look through LinkedIn, I see a lot of profiles that are very sparsely filled out, not a lot of thought and effort put into them, and I hope to change that by giving you these series of tips. LinkedIn is about relationships. It is a very, very powerful tool, and I think that they really haven't done a good job at LinkedIn of promoting themselves and the proper way to use it. But those of us who do get it and do kind of turbocharge our profiles and our use of LinkedIn are going to reap some very nice dividends. So your profile is really about value. It's about looking forward with business planning in the future, and it's about demonstrating yourself as a thought leader and a provider of valuable resources. So as a resume is about your past and what you've done to date, if you're going to be networking with somebody, you really need to think about, are you going to have a future focus or a retrospective focus when you're networking with somebody? Well, the answer to that is future focus. So you want to take a look at your headline, your summary, and your most current job experience and rewrite them to focus on the value you create and the future. And I am going to show you that as we talk here. So here is LinkedIn.com, and I'm just going to go to my profile and show you what I have done in terms of rewriting it. So your headline is this area up here, and I've loaded it up with keywords: small business marketing and social media consultant at smallbizwithkids.com. And that's better than sales rep or store owner. You get actual search engine juice from using your headline. And then when you take a look at your summary, you've got 2,000 words here, and you can see I've got keywords in there. And when I look at my most recent job, which is way down beyond all this other stuff, I'm really taking the time to actually have a conversation and talk about what I believe with small biz, what we do for companies, and so on and so forth. And there's keywords in there as well. I'm just going to briefly leave again, and we'll return to LinkedIn in a sec. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, LinkedIn is really a big search engine, and keywords are the game. Just like with Yahoo or Bing or Google, it's all about keywords. You can search to find people, and I'll show you how to do that later, but you want to load up your profile with keywords, industry keywords, keywords for roles and responsibilities of yourself and your customers, customers probably being more important, or your customers' needs, so product service keywords, common misspellings of products and services, or your name. Geographic keywords, the market areas that you serve if you are a local or regional business. If you want to be known as the spa person for Madison, Wisconsin, or a restaurant for the north side of Madison, or Fitchburg, or what have you, you need to put your keywords into the appropriate places on LinkedIn. And you want to make sure that you use variation of your keywords, as for example, a lawyer, an attorney, counsel, solicitor. So you need to think how other people might think and how they might search when they're trying to find you. So the action item for tip number 2 is to complete your profile to 100% and put your keywords in the headline, which get extra weight, in the summary, 2,000 characters, use them all, load it with keywords, and your specialties, which you get 500 characters, and it's meant to be a comma separated list of just keywords. And in your experience, put job titles because they get extra weight. Haven't shown you that one yet. You know, for when I was at Midas Management Consulting, recycling and solid waste cost reduction consultant is a lot better than just a consultant or business consultant or sales rep or something like that. So you can put keywords in your job titles as well, and I suggest you do that. Okay, tip number 3. We're already looking at my LinkedIn profile, but go ahead and visit that in the future, and it's really tricked out. And I want to show you my use of video file sharing in my blog. And I've used applications on LinkedIn to share my reading list. These are the books that I read, and I'm an avid reader. I think I started doing this in 2009 or something, about like 60 some books. So you can see what I'm reading, and you can see that I study the areas that I say I do business in. So I've got credibility there. SlideShare presentations, kind of like this. You can upload PowerPoints and videos and share them to others, and people can click on them and see what I'm about. And if you want to see some of these other ones that I've already got loaded up there, I'm happy to have you take a look at the profile. I've also integrated my blog, again, trying to be resourceful and let people see my opinions, see how I think, see that demonstrate that I've got some chops. If people are checking me out, they've got plenty of ways to do that here. And again, these are my files on Boxnet.com. I uploaded different types of marketing self-assessments, an online marketing blueprint, places, some handy tip sheets like places reviews should be placed online. Your customers are not where you think, and you can see from the description, if you're not convinced mobile and local marketing is the key, this document should convince you. So, I'm using some teasers in here as well. And Boxnet lets you know when somebody accesses the thing. And I got to tell you, I put the first couple files I put up here, I got someone downloading something the same day. And if I was a paying Boxnet customer, I would actually know who was downloading my stuff, and then I could get in touch with them to follow up. But at this stage, I'm just using the free account, and you put these things up here, and people will take a look at them. Guaranteed. It's happening to me. So how can you use this in your industry? Well, let's just talk about Boxnet. Particularly if you're in a regulated industry like the mortgage industry or financial services industry, you're going to have a compliance department that has got real heartburn about you doing your own thing. But if you could upload, company and compliance approved case studies and worksheets and things like that, and share them with people who might be interested in your services, they're going to get over their heartburn because they've got control. And people are going to find you a value. Obviously, if you're doing a blog, people understand where you're coming from, how you think, that kind of thing. So I think that without a whole lot of thought, you can see the value of adding some of these applications to your profile. And one of the things you can do is you go to More and then My Applications, and you can click there, or if you've already got a couple, you can get more. Okay, so back to the tips. Exercise. Search LinkedIn in your industries with your industry's keyword and use advanced search. And take a look at these people in these search results and how many people are actually using these tools, and you're going to find that they're not. So the big action item is to add the LinkedIn applications. And advanced search is probably most important part of LinkedIn searching, and that's up here in the upper right. If you just click on that, it gives you the ability to use Boolean operators like and or and not and so forth when you search for people. So you can search by marketing, and you can put a location and postal code and see who comes up, and you can pick different industries and so on and so forth. So play around with that, and as you kind of refine your profile, you'll see yourself pop up for different searches, and that's what you want. If somebody is searching for a voice over internet protocol in Madison, you want to have VoIP as a keyword all over your profile, and then will show up in the search returns. So where are we again? Okay, tip number 4. LinkedIn is about sharing, just like Facebook. In Facebook, it's all about the likes. You add the like button and things like that. But when you like someone's update, everyone in your first level sees it. Basically, when I have an update like the one that's displayed on this page here, only the people in my first level can see my updates, and I've got like 800 some. But if any of the people who see this click like, then their first level people also get to see that they've liked my stuff. And so what you can do is you can actually post an update on LinkedIn and then strategically ask contacts to like your stuff, and so their first level network sees it as well. So of course I'd like you to like my content and write a nice comment, and you know, that was part of the favor that I've asked of you as a part of this whole deal. So let's show you how that works. So here we are back at LinkedIn, and if I go to network statistics, this is what shows everybody's kind of network. So I've got 821 connections. 2 degrees away from me, I've got almost 500,000 people. So if I was wanted to promote a sustainability comment or something like that, I would strategically call on somebody I know to be active in the sustainability community to say, hey, I just made a comment on LinkedIn. Would you take 2 seconds to like it so that all of your contacts can see that too? And if I scroll through the list of my contacts, you're going to see that I've got Sarah Alvarado here, who's on the board of directors of Sustain Day, and she's got 500 plus contacts. So I could give her a jingle or send her an email or use the email contact system through LinkedIn, and then 800 people would see my sustainability message, and then when Sarah liked it, all 500 of hers would see it. So that's a pretty powerful network effect. And let's move on. Okay, tip number 5. You can share your updates and your links with all of your LinkedIn groups. So if you're in a group and you're allowed to be in 50, and you should be in 50, so that you can maximize your exposure of the good resources and the good useful content that you're posting on LinkedIn. All the people in your groups are going to be able to see that too. So that's like bonus people in your network. So, and also it's important to understand that how active you are on LinkedIn impacts your search rankings for your keywords. So if you never are, hang out on LinkedIn and use it as a resource, they actually nick you. But if you're out there and you're posting and you're sharing and things like that, you're going to get better search returns, because I don't know how that algorithm works. That's just the way it is. So this is how this works. You can make a post, and then you click share once you've already made your update, and then you can post it to groups, and all the groups you can pick and choose, and I'll show you how that works, because this is really powerful. Okay, when you go to your home page, you're going to see all kinds of different posts. Okay, and if you want to share a link that you post, I should probably, for example, this Phil Rosenberg here has just a random comment, resume webinar happening. So if I share this, I'm going to be able to share it with a bunch of different people. I can post to my updates, which also then can be linked up with my Twitter account. Or I can post to groups, or I can send to specific individuals. What I'm talking about is post to groups, so we're going to tick that one and untick this one. Let me scroll down a little bit. So all the groups that I'm in a member of, so if I hit in like L, these are all the groups that I'm members of, and I can just hit L again, and I'm actually not going to submit this reel, but you get the idea. So all of these people in these various groups, let's see, A for Action Coach, and S, Small Business Independent Consultant Network. Okay, and if I want to type in something and add any detail, I can. You just click share, and then Phil's post about this Resume Revolution thing, this event that he's having, actually goes out to all those groups. So, that is a great way to get yourself some extra additional exposure. And, Phil's actually being smart about this thing here, because he's actually promoting events using LinkedIn, and he's getting, he's getting some juice and some attendance and hopefully some revenue out of that type of this activity. So let's just cancel out of that. That's tip number 6. It wasn't in my PowerPoint, but you get the idea. All right.